Hello and welcome back to Math with Mrs. Becker. Today in Algebra 2, we are going to look at the very first idea for section 6.6, which allows us to actually work backwards. So what we have been doing, we have been given a polynomial function, and you needed to use various techniques such as factoring, quadratic formula, synthetic division, rational root theorem, all those different things to find your zeros. Well, now what's going to happen, they are going to give you the zeros and you're going to work backwards and go ahead and find the polynomial function. Now, this is one of those things where I really think it's just the easiest just to start, okay? So it says, write the simplest polynomial function with the given zeros. So they are giving us the solutions. We are working completely backwards. So that means at the end of the problem, I would have had x equals -2, x equals 2, and x equals 4. If I am going backwards, I don't want x by itself. I want to unsolve the equation. So I need to move the number over with the variable. Because this is a -2, I would add 2. That way it's equal to 0. This is a +2, so I need to minus the 2. So now it's equal to a 0. This is a +4, so I would minus 4. Once everything is set equal to 0, now you get to write it in what is called factored form. What that means is the non-zero side would go in parentheses. So x plus 2 goes in parentheses, x minus 2, x minus 4, and we get to state that all of them are equal to 0 because individually each one of them equals 0. Now we have to multiply these. Remember, we have that commutative property multiplication. You can multiply in any order, but you can only multiply two things together at a time. So let's say I want to multiply those two things together. I'm just going to drop down my x plus 2 so I don't forget about it. X times x gives me x squared. X times -4 is -4x. -2 times x is -2x. -2 times -4 is a +8. I can combine the like terms. X plus 2, I'm just dropping it down because I don't want to forget about that. I would have x squared, -4x minus 2x makes -6x plus 8. Now I need to multiply these together. I cannot FOIL it because it's 2 terms by 3 terms, so I need to distribute. First, the x goes into every term, so I give each of these terms one more x, making it x cubed minus 6x squared plus 8x. Now I need to take a +2 into everything. 2 times x squared is 2x squared. 2 times -6x is -12x. 2 times 8 is 16. Now your final answer. Our polynomial function is whatever we get when we combine the like terms and we put it in standard form. The highest variable that I see is a 3, so x cubed goes first. This has 2 x's, this has 2 x's. -6x squared plus 2x squared makes -4x squared. This has an x, this has an x. +8x minus 12x is -4x plus 16. This is the polynomial function where if I said, hey, take this function and find the zeros, your solutions would have been -2, +2, +4. Let's look at another one. Write the simplest polynomial if your roots, your solutions, were -1, 2/3, and 4. That means x equals -1, x equals 2/3, and x equals 4. Again, we're working backwards, so we do not want x by itself. I need to move the solution over to x. Because this is a -1, I would have to add 1 over. This is a +2/3, so I would need to minus 2/3. This is a +4, so I would need to minus 4. Now again, when you go to multiply, you can multiply in any order. What I would recommend if you have a fraction, I'm going to write that one out front because typically I like to multiply the second 2 first. By multiplying these 2 first, I'm avoiding that fraction until the last step. But again, you can go in any order you want. So I have my x minus 2/3. my x plus 1 and my x minus 4. I can FOIL these. So I'd have x minus 2/3. X times x is x squared. X times negative 4 is negative 4x. 1 times x is 1x. 1 times negative 4 is negative 4. I can combine like terms. X minus 2/3, this would be x squared. Negative 4x plus 1x is a negative 3x minus 4. Now what I need to do, I can't FOIL, I need to distribute. So first I give every term an additional x. So x squared becomes x cubed. X times negative 3x is negative 3x squared. X times negative 4 is negative 4x. Now I need to multiply every value by negative 2/3. Negative 2/3 times x squared is negative 2/3 x squared. Negative times a negative, this is going to be a positive. 2/3 times 3x. If you multiply by a denominator, the 3's are going to cancel, leaving you just 2x. Negative 2/3 times negative 4. Negative times a negative is a positive. 2/3 times 4, well, that's the same thing as 4 over 1. When you multiply fractions, it's top times top, bottom times bottom. So this is 8/3. Your polynomial function, your answer, combine like terms, make sure it's in standard form. X cubed will go first. Now I have to combine these. You cannot add two fractions together unless they have a common denominator. So negative 3, I have to think of it as negative 9/3. Because that way I still have a common denominator with my negative 2/3, but negative 9 over 3 has a value of negative 3. So here, my common denominator is a 3. Negative 9 minus 2 more is negative 11x squared. Negative 4x plus 2x is negative 2x plus 8/3. That's as difficult as this will get. This did get a little bit difficult because you had to know how to multiply fractions. You had to realize that in order to combine like terms, you're really adding or subtracting fractions, so you need a common denominator. But if you followed this, you guys, that's as hard as this concept gets. Let's do one more together. If your solutions were x equals 0, x equals 2/3, and x equals 3, okay? Again, you want each of these equal to 0. The nice thing here, x is already equal to 0. 2/3, I would minus 2/3, so now it's equal to 0. Here, I would minus 3, so it's equal to 0. Once they are all equal to 0, and it's okay that this one started off as a 0, okay? It's just going to be a single x. Once these are all equal to 0, you write it in factored form. So this is just a single x. This is the group x minus 2/3. This is the group x minus 3. Now I just need to multiply those together. So if I multiply these, then at the end I just have to distribute an x. X times x is x squared. X times negative 3 is negative 3x. Negative 2/3 times x is negative 2/3 x. Negative times a negative is a positive. 2/3 times 3, the 3 would cross cancel the 3, giving you a 2. I can combine my middle two terms. Again, when you're combining like terms, you're adding or subtracting, okay, depending on the signs. Well, you can't do that with fractions unless you have a common denominator. So again, I need to think of this as negative 9/3 combined with a negative 2/3. The 3 would stay the same. Negative 9 minus 2 would give me negative 11. So don't forget, we still have this x. This is x squared. When I combined negative 3 and negative 2/3, I got negative 11/3. Both of these terms have an x plus 2. Your solution is whatever I get now that I multiply that third term in, which is just an x. So x squared times x is x cubed. Minus 11/3, x times x is x squared. X times 2 is 2x. That is it. You guys are not doing this book assignment. I did get you a worksheet where you are just practicing 3 of these on your own. I hope you enjoyed today's concept, and I'll talk to you soon.